You're good. You're all good, man.
of our candidates taking a call. Welcome everyone to the Salt Lake City Public Safety Building. My name is Rob Stafford. I'm one of the assistant chiefs with Salt Lake City Fire, and we truly welcome all the crews. Thanks for coming out to support your fellow members. Thanks to the family and friends and all those who invested so much into these two gentlemen that are have the honor of getting promoted to captain today. We love these days. I mean, as often as we do them, everyone is uniquely special, and it's a big deal. And especially the captain position. It's one of the most competitive, sought-after position. And I can speak directly to the amount of work that these two individuals, Justin Morrow, Berg, put into this process. A lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice on behalf of the families and their crews. But ultimately, it kind of makes everybody better, and it makes everybody around them better typically. It certainly makes the individual better. I could relate to that myself as well. But it makes the department better, and it's a special day for all of us, and especially those we get to celebrate. So welcome, and thanks for being here. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Fire Chief Carly.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Chief.
Special welcome to the Morrows and the Bergs. Thanks for joining us here today. And the firefighters, you'll see everybody in the back. There's always more people in the room than you think because they're not going to come forward usually and sit down. So I just want to give you some brief perspective on this captain's position. As Chief Stafford alluded to, it's literally the backbone of everything that we do around here. Okay, so our fire department is pretty large, urban, metropolitan, pretty diversified. We're certainly capable, we're well equipped, well trained. And we own a lot of different calls. You know, everything from structure fires, which we're pretty familiar with, to substance abuse, disorders now, going cardiac arrests, we're going code enforcement issues. Last year, we were asked to respond to over 30,000 unique calls for assistance. And honestly, when we get there, we just don't really know what we're going to see. So think about the responsibility that puts on our leaders, and specifically the captains, because they are right there where our product is delivered. They have to act instinctually in a lot of cases. They have to rely on their training. They're making split-second decisions in some really hazardous environments. And they expect you to come through when necessary, right? There's a lot of good traits for leaders. I think in our captain's position, I can pretty much sum it up into 3 categories. First one is judgment. We expect you to make sound decisions based on your experience and your training. Above all else, make a decision, right? Attitude. You're not only mentors, but you're role models now. It matters. Listen to your people. Okay, and the last one's perspective. You're part of something that's much bigger than yourself now, as a captain, as a mid-level manager, a leader in this organization, a formal leader. We expect you to deliver that product, as I said. And for sure, you have to prioritize our most valuable resource, which is the firefighters. I think you're ready for that. You've been through the process, you've been through the test, you've studied, you've been through the ringer, your families have suffered because of it while you're going through all this. And quite honestly, you've been preparing for this, not just during that 3-day process, but your entire careers. I think you're ready for it. We think you're ready for it. And I think you know it. So let's swear you in.
Okay, first up, Brody Berg, and speaking on his behalf is Captain Shane Mosher.
So the captain's process, it's a big deal, as the chiefs have alluded to. Most candidates spend anywhere between 12 to 18 months of their valuable time studying policies and procedures, doing endless amounts of tacticals, both in the station and out at our training division, as well as management scenarios and endless amounts of interviews. And it's a big deal. It takes a lot of time. So I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge the families and the times that they go without while their candidate is studying for this process, as well as the crews that spend so much of their personal time devoting to the candidate. It's a big deal. And Brody, I know you know this, that this process is not about the red helmet. It's monumental achievement, but it's not about the red helmet. It's not about the gold badge. It's not about the gold belt buckle or the bugles that they're going to pin on your collar. What it is about, though, is your firefighters, right? It's no longer about you. It's about those firefighters. It's about using your skills, your knowledge, and your abilities to train, lead, and mentor your firefighters, to making them better at their job, to get them promoted to the position you hold now of captain, and hopefully one day they'll be better than you in that role, okay? It's important. With that, I want to discuss just a unique relationship that Brody and I both have, that we share, that I don't think most other people do on this department. Brody's been a paramedic now for 10 years, and when he started his process through paramedic school, I was in the medical division at that time as a medical division captain, so I was able to oversee his progress through paramedic school up until his graduation. After he graduated paramedic school, he then joined the medical response team, or the MRT program. He was one of the first members there. And so I was able to oversee him there and supervise him in that role. After that, his time ended there. He then bid Station 8. And shortly after that time, I followed him there to Station 8 as well, and where we've been on the same crew for 8 years now. So over that whole 10-year time period, I've been able to supervise Brody and see his progress and his maturation, not only as a paramedic and a firefighter, but also as a friend. With that, and over that time period, I've been able to see 3 qualities that I really admire in Brody. The first one is being his positive attitude, and I know the chief knows this. Whenever you're around Brody, he's very positive. He just exudes positiveness. And it's a great quality that's going to serve him well in the role of a captain. Next would be his commitment to fitness. Brody at times will exercise 3 times a day. It's amazing, his commitment to fitness and his commitment to health. He's always wanted the station to cook a healthy meal, to cook salmon, try to cut his carbs, and be healthy. But when you're getting that slice of cake, Brody, it doesn't count when there's 12 slices that you take, all right? That equals 2 or 3 pieces, okay? I know you're trying to be healthy. And finally would be his motivation. Brody's very motivated, very internally motivated. It's going to serve him well as a captain. He's worked in a lot of positions on the fire department, EMS committee. He's been a paramedic preceptor. He's went and got his master's degree. He's served as an adjunct on multiple recruits classes. So he's learned and developed his personal skills, and that motivation is going to shine through to those firefighters who you're going to lead here in the future. One thing I want to tell you, though, over the last 10 years, being a paramedic is a lot like driving a Camaro. Okay? It looks kind of cool, it's kind of fast, but now that you're being promoted to captain, you're going to learn that being a captain is like driving a Corvette.
A red one, probably.
A lot faster and a lot better looking. So I'm going to appeal to his wife, Nicole, to make sure he upgrades that Camaro that he drives to a Corvette. Okay? Just lastly, I just want to tell you and remind you that the firefighters don't work for you, you work for them. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do this. If you want to move around and get a good picture, feel free to do so. And now, okay? So this is, I'm going to put you right there. It's broken.
Yes, yeah, we already had a malfunction.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Brody Berg,
solemnly swear and affirm,
do solemnly swear and affirm
faithfully and honestly,
to faithfully and honestly
perform all of my duties
perform all of my duties
as a Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
as a Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
to ensure the safety and well-being
to ensure the safety and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead,
to those I am entrusted to lead,
to uphold and follow
follow
high standards
the high standards
of the Salt Lake City Fire
of
Department,
the Salt Lake City Fire Department,
to protect the lives and property
and to protect the lives and property
of the public I am sworn to serve.
of the public I am sworn to serve.
Congratulations, Captain.
My wife.
2 minutes next? Yeah, I got this. Wait a minute. I can't do anything in 2 minutes. Just out of nerves, I had to make sure I had some notes because I really don't want to leave anybody out of this moment. So much credit goes to everybody. So I appreciate Captain Moser, the words you shared. I hope I laughed at the right times. And I still think my Camaro could beat your Corvette with a golf handicap of 9, maybe. I'd like to recognize my wife and my kids who are here. This certainly wouldn't be the same experience without you guys. And as everybody's mentioned and talked about, you were as much a part of this as I was, and bringing me along and getting to this point. I'd also like to recognize my mother and father-in-law who are here and appreciate them. And Tanner, you made it, found a parking spot, good job. And I've got my parents watching live and other family members, so thank you for watching. And they're out of state, so they couldn't make it. So any of you that have taken a promotional process, whether it be chief or captain, you know that there's a lot of time and preparation that goes into this. And that time and preparation, as you've heard, can take a toll on the family. I don't know how many hours I spent studying policy, ICS manuals, watching YouTube videos on how to prepare for the process, and then, of course, reading lots of leadership books by Jocko and other leadership gurus. But the other thing is, you're always multitasking. So while we're watching a movie as a family, I'm busy thinking about the department motto and mission and core values and trying to make sure I've got those down and all the other things that go into this. So the point being that the sacrifice is real, but it's not just my sacrifice, it's also the sacrifice of my family and the crew and everybody who comes along to make us be successful. It's a very exciting day for me right now, but I do have some mixed emotions as I look out and I see my crew from 8B. It's been quite a journey over 9 years, and I'm going to miss you guys. It's been a real privilege working with you and seeing your effort and motivation to be the best firefighters on the department. And I don't say that lightly, I believe it. We had a great crew. These guys were characters in and out of the station, but when it came time to work, they were very dialed and very good at what they do. And the citizens of Salt Lake were very lucky to have them on a call in their time of emergency. One thing that I love about the fire service, and this fire department in particular, is our desire to help each other grow and to be the best we can. We put egos aside, we make time for each other, and we even share those little secrets that are going to make each other successful. And these gentlemen right here behind me are a big example of that. I can't look at all your faces right now, but there's not one person up here that has not spent time with me, either running tacticals, doing management exercises, preparing me with interview questions, or just sitting down to go over, their thoughts and expectations and what makes a good captain. And I can't thank you enough for that time. I mean, again, there's nobody up here that hasn't spent time with me, and I'm guaranteed with Justin as well, to bring us to this point. And I just appreciate that. And that goes for the many captains that also took my emails and phone calls and spent time sharing with me their experiences and how to better prepare. Now, of course, no one spent more time with me than my own captains, Matt Gillis and Shane Moser, and I can't thank them enough for their time and preparation. I can honestly say that when I got into the process and started doing the interviews and the management exercises, I felt like I'd already been there, like I'd already done this multiple times. And it was because of their preparation and their insight that helped me to feel that comfortable and that confident. Now, for anyone taking the process in the future, I've got one big recommendation, and that is get a good partner. Right when the process was starting, I don't know where you are, Brandon. I saw you here. There he is. Brandon called me up and wanted to make a kind of a group study effort out of this. And And him and I spent countless hours. I don't think I've ever FaceTimed, made YouTube videos, or everything we did was just like a lot of hours spent together on our days off, using technology to prep each other. And anyone that's seen Brandon in his new role knows that he's a go-getter and he doesn't slow down, and I'm just grateful that you kept pushing me along. I will say that because you promoted first, I must have been the better partner, but here we are together today, so I caught up to you. Now I just hope I can keep up with you. Lastly, just as I move forward, I believe, and I hope my crew will agree, that I left Station 8 in a better place. And my goal going forward now on A Platoon is to also make A better place and to bring whatever skills and knowledge I have, but mostly to build those kind of relationships that I did on 8B and B Platoon and bring that to A Platoon. I think as firefighters, the most important thing we have as a crew and as a department is trust in one another, and I hope that I can quickly build that trust in my future crews and the individuals I'll be working with going forward. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, congratulations to Captain Brody Berg. Next up, Justin Morrow. Speaking on his behalf is Captain Adam Archuleta.
Justin and I met 21 years ago, almost to the day, but EMT school. Back then, most of us that went to EMT school had a very clear, defined path of where we wanted to go once we got our EMT rank. So I tell you that because we were all kind of sizing each other up, right? Physically, emotionally, we're kind of like, okay, I think I can out-test this guy. I think I can out-test them, whatever. I look at Justin, and instantly I think I got it. I can out-test this guy. So we knew each other just very, very casually, lightly. 2 years go by. He tests higher in the process, of course. But our paths lead again where we cross 2 years later. We get hired together in the same group. We go through recruit school together. And on our orientation night, we start sizing each other up again, right? Because we're like, okay, we're going to go through class together. We got to kind of, rub shoulders and kind of see where we're going to fit in this scheme. We start out with one of the questions from the captain that was on duty, BJ Simpson. He says, hey, what do you guys want to be here? And meaning, why do you want to be in the fire department? And it started out, the first person was like, well, I wanted to be a firefighter since I was 18 years old. I knew what I wanted to do right out of high school, blah, 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 blah. The next person, well, I wanted to be a firefighter since I was 16 years old. And so we start one-upping each other over and over and over. And it gets to Justin, and he says, I didn't even want to be a firefighter. And literally, it's like the record just scratched. Everybody looks over like, what? And he's like, yeah, I wanted to be a cop. And he goes on to tell us, his dad was a police officer in the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken, Oakland, in 70s and 80s, somewhere around that time frame. Anyway, had no real intention of being a fireman. And what stood out to me in that moment, anyway, was just the fact that, and this has never changed with Justin, anybody that knows him knows this, like, he will always be him. He's not going to change his personality to the situation that's around. He's going to be the best version of himself, and he's going to be honest about it, unapologetically. And everyone in the room is going to be better because of it. Everyone's going to know exactly what his standards are, where he stands, what he's thinking, and it's always in a good form. And that is, it's one of the most polarizing personality effects that you've had and influences on us. So I don't have any like grandiose pieces of advice, that I want to give to you as far as like overseeing your responsibilities as a captain, because you know what those are. You've been a leader. Now you're just going to have some bugles to go along with the rank. But there is a saying, and I'll probably mess it up. It's a version of Mark Twain's saying, but it says, everyone brings happiness to a room, some when they enter and some when they leave, right? Justin, and I speak on behalf of everybody here, you always bring happiness to the room when you come. You've had that influence from the day that I've met you. You continue to have that influence. Talking to the crew members, every time you come, even if it's just for a visit, we miss you when you leave. You have that effect on everything you do. I know your family feels that. So that would be my advice as a captain. We don't need another captain. We have plenty, honestly, and there will be more to come. But what we don't have, and that we do need, is a Captain Justin Morrow. And brother, it is an absolute honor to welcome you to the ranks. Thank you, brother.
Anyone who wants to get a different perspective, so you're not looking at his back. That's a good one. That's a better one. Ready to do this? I'm ready. Okay. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Justin Morrow,
Solemnly swear and affirm.
do solemnly swear and affirm
Faithfully and honestly.
to faithfully and honestly
All of my duties as a Salt Lake City Fire.
all of my duties as a Salt Lake City Fire Department captain
To the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability,
To ensure the safety and well-being
to ensure the safety and well-being
of those I am entrusted to lead.
of those I am entrusted to lead,
To uphold and follow.
to uphold and follow
The high standards and values.
the highest standards and values
Of the Salt Lake City Fire Department.
of the Salt Lake City Fire Department,
And protect the lives and property
and protect the lives and property
of the public.
of the public.
I sworn to serve.
I am sworn to serve.
Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
I'll take that one off first and put it in this tray. I'll give you this one.
Well, Brody took most of the wind out of this room, so I'm gonna keep it short. I can be long-winded as well at times, but I really just wanted to kind of, as I woke up this morning, just stirring. My wife was unsettled, and she's like, "What are you doing, waking me up?" We have one morning that maybe we can just take a few minutes and just breathe a little bit, and I was just stirring and thinking about honestly the core values that we are tied to with the fire department. And two of them stood out to me. First one was trust. The trust that Chief Lieb and the brothers and sisters that I work with every day have in me to be able to step into this position, to be able to lead and be an example for those that I connect with. And so I appreciate all of your trust and the trust of the community, and I look forward to serving faithfully in this position. Next is community. I wanted to talk about this awesome city that we're able to serve. Tied to that version of the community is ultimately my love for the teams that I've been on throughout my life, and I use that verbiage as kind of tying that to my community. I've been blessed with wonderful parents and siblings that have instilled values into me that actually align perfectly with the values of the Salt Lake City Fire Department. It's made it easy for me to be able to tie into any crew that I'm sent to go serve with, and I've enjoyed the last 18 years on the fire department, and it's made it easy for me to transition to this point. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the experiences that I've had growing up with the crews that I've been on, the influences in the community of captains and other firefighters who have influenced me. I could spend 15 minutes going through how each and every one of you have affected me, but if I've gotten into your bubble, if I've gotten into your circle, and I usually do, if I see you and if I'm around you, just know that I love you and I appreciate all that you've done for me. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. The trust that the chief and his team here has in me to be able to serve as a training captain is something that I value, and I look forward to giving of my time and my talents to connecting with the crews and making everybody better, and connecting with the next generation of firefighters who are coming through the door with excitement and with skills and talents and abilities that are going to make us better and that are going to protect the city of Salt Lake, and I'm excited for that. So thank you for your trust. Thank you for your love as being a part of my team and part of me as a piece of the community of firefighters and individuals here, and I look forward to getting out and working with all of you. So again, thank you very much.
Okay, with that, we'd like to congratulate both Captain Brody Berg, Captain Justin Morrow, and thanks for all for coming. That'll conclude our ceremony, but feel free to hang out, visit, enjoy some refreshments, and have a great day. Thanks for coming.